Welcome my students. In this session, we are going to learn one important technique in the field of microbiology, and that is Gram staining technique. So question is, what is Gram staining? Gram staining is one of the important differential staining procedure used in the field of microbiology. Now again, what is differential staining? Differential staining is the staining procedure which is used for the differentiation of bacteria into different groups. In the field of microbiology, there are two different differential staining procedures. One is Gram staining and another is acid-fast staining. On the basis of Gram staining, bacteria are divided into two groups as Gram-positive bacteria and Gram-negative bacteria, while on the basis of acid-fast staining, the bacteria are divided into two groups as acid-fast and acid-non-fast bacteria. Today we are going for discussing the Gram staining technique as a differential staining technique. The staining technique was discovered by scientist Christian Gram in 1884, but later on it was modified by Hooker and Kohn in 1923. This staining procedure differentiates bacteria into two groups, just as I told you, that is Gram-positive and Gram-negative bacteria. The Gram-positive bacteria appear violet in color, while Gram-negative bacteria appear pink in color after this staining procedure. This difference is mainly due to the difference in the composition of cell wall of Gram-positive and Gram-negative bacteria. This staining procedure is mainly used for classification as well as for the identification of bacteria, and it is also used to study the morphology of the bacteria. Now, what are the requirements of this Gram staining technique? The first important requirement is the requirement of clean and grease-free slide. So, in order to make slide totally grease-free or oil-free, you will have to wash the slide with the detergent powder, and then you will have to pass it through the flame of the burner. The second requirement is the nichrome wire loop. So, this is required for preparation of a smear on the surface of the slide. Next one is bacterial cell suspension, whose Gram staining you are going to do. Third one is 0.5% crystal violet, which is used here as a primary stain. Next one is Gram's iodine. The role of Gram's iodine in this staining procedure is mordant, and mordant is nothing but the reagent which increases affinity between the bacterial cells and the stain molecules. Next one is 95% ethanol. Now, in this staining procedure, the role of ethanol is decolorizer. It decolorizes the bacterial cells specifically. In this procedure, ethanol is responsible for carrying out the decolorization of only Gram-negative cells. And last requirement is requirement of 0.5% saponin, or alternatively you can make the use of 0.5% basic fuchsin. So by the use of these requirements, you will proceed for carrying out the Gram staining. Now we will see how to carry out the Gram staining. First, you will have to prepare a smear of given bacterial suspension on slide under aseptic conditions. Aseptic conditions mean in between two burners. Air dry that smear and carry out its heat fixation. Afterwards, treat that smear with 0.5% crystal violet just for 2 minutes and wash it with water very gently. Later on, treat that smear with Gram's iodine for 1 minute and again wash with water very gently. Subsequently, treat it with alcohol, that is with 95% ethanol, for 30 to 60 seconds and again wash with water. Afterwards, treat that smear with 0.5% basic fuchsin just for 2 minutes and again wash with water. And finally dry that smear and put a drop of immersion oil on it and observe under 100x objective lens, that is oil immersion lens. So what will be your observation? You will see either violet colored bacteria or pink colored bacteria under the microscopic field. If you see violet colored bacteria, then you will say them as gram positive bacteria, and if you will see pink colored bacteria, then you will say them as gram negative bacteria. Now we will see the mechanism of gram staining. That means why gram positive bacteria appear violet in color and gram negative bacteria appear pink in color. I already have told you that this is due to the difference in the composition of cell wall of gram positive and gram negative bacteria. Now suppose here there are two types of the cells. One is gram positive bacterial cell and another is gram negative bacterial cell. In the staining procedure, first we apply crystal violet. Because of the application of crystal violet, both kinds of the cells they get stained. That means crystal violet enters in gram positive bacterial cell as well as it enters in the gram negative bacterial cell, and this stain it is acting as a primary stain. That means by primary stain both kinds of the cells they get stained, that is while crystal violet enters in both kinds of the cells. Subsequently we treat the smear with the Gram's iodine. Now Gram's iodine here it is acting as a mordant, and the role of mordant is to increase the affinity between the stain molecules and the bacterial cells. Here Gram's iodine is increasing the affinity between crystal violet and the bacterial cells. Now when we apply Gram's iodine to the bacterial smear, this Gram's iodine also enters into the both kinds of the cells. Now when it enters into the both kinds of the cells, it reacts with the crystal violet that is already present in the cells, and that results in the formation of crystal violet iodine complex. That means in short we can say due to the application of Gram's iodine there is formation of crystal violet iodine complex in both kinds of the cells, that is in the gram positive cell as well as in the gram negative cell. After that we give the treatment of the alcohol, and alcohol is acting here as a decolorizing agent. But due to the alcohol here only the decolorization of the gram negative cell is taking place, but there is no decolorization of gram positive bacterial cell. That is the main difference here. Due to alcohol treatment only the decolorization of gram negative bacterial cell is taking place, but the decolorization of gram positive cell is not taking place. After that we are applying the last stain, that is called as the secondary stain, or it can be called as a counter stain, and its name is either basic fuchsin or safranin. When we apply safranin or basic fuchsin to the smear, the gram positive bacterial cell it is not taking the stain molecules of basic fuchsin, because already that cell has taken the molecules of 0.5% crystal violet. But the gram negative cell it has been decolorized by the alcohol, and it is ready for taking the color of or the stain molecules of either basic fuchsin or safranin, and therefore basic fuchsin it enters only in gram negative cell, but it is unable to enter into the gram positive cell, and therefore gram positive cell it remains violet in color, and gram negative cell it becomes pink in color. That means when you observe this slide under the microscope, gram positive bacterial cells they appear violet in color, and gram negative bacterial cells they appear pink in color. Now again here the question is why gram negative bacterial cells get decolorized due to the alcohol treatment, and why gram positive cells they do not get decolorized due to the alcohol treatment. To explain that again different theories have been proposed. Among that one important theory is the lipid theory. As per lipid theory, the major difference in between the cell wall of gram positive and gram negative bacteria is the percentage of the lipids. In gram positive bacterial cell, the percentage of lipids is very less. That means it is in between 1 to 4%. On the other hand, the percentage of lipids in gram negative bacterial cell wall is 11 to 20%. And because of this difference, the decoloration of only gram-negative cells is taking place due to the alcohol treatment, but decolorization of gram-positive cells is not taking place. Now what happens here? The lipids that are present in gram-negative bacteria, they get dissolved in the solvent, that is the alcohol, and because of which lipids get extracted from the cell wall, and because of extraction of lipids from the cell wall, the porosity of cell wall gets increased, and because of increased porosity, the crystal violet iodine complex that is formed in the cytoplasm of gram-negative bacterial cells, it comes out, and therefore such a decolorized cell gets stained by the secondary stain. However, the percentage of lipids in case of gram-positive cell wall is very less, and therefore the extraction of lipids is not taking place, and the porosity of the cell wall is not increased, and therefore the decolorization of gram-positive cell is not taking place, and it remains colored. That means it remains violet colored. The next theory that is proposed to explain the mechanism of gram staining is peptidoglycan theory. According to this theory, there is difference in the percentage of peptidoglycan in the cell wall of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. So peptidoglycan is one of the important component of the cell wall of both types of the organisms, but there is the difference in the percentage. So in gram-positive bacterial cell wall, the percentage of peptidoglycan is 40 to 90%, but in case of gram-negative bacterial cell, its percentage is 5 to 10%. Because of high percentage of peptidoglycan in gram-positive bacteria, the cell wall of gram-positive bacteria is more extensively cross-linked than the cell wall of gram-negative bacteria. And because of this, gram-positive cell wall is less porous than gram-negative bacterial cell. And therefore, during the alcohol treatment, the crystal violet iodine complex which is present in the cytoplasm of gram-positive bacterial cells is not coming out. On the other hand, in case of gram-negative bacterial cell, the percentage of peptidoglycan is comparatively less, and therefore its cell wall is more porous. And because of more porosity of the cell wall during the alcohol treatment, the crystal violet iodine complex, it comes out, and thereby the cells, they get decolorized. The third theory that is proposed to explain the mechanism of gram staining is magnesium ribonucleate theory. And according to this theory, the difference in the cell wall of gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria is with respect to magnesium ribonucleate. In gram-positive bacterial cell, there is presence of magnesium ribonucleate, but in case of gram-negative bacterial cell, that magnesium ribonucleate is absent. The magnesium ribonucleate which is present in the cell wall of gram-positive bacteria forms covalent bond with crystal violet iodine complex which is already present in gram-positive bacterial cells. But this magnesium ribonucleate is absent in gram-negative bacteria, and therefore it is not forming bond with crystal violet iodine complex in gram-negative bacteria. And therefore the crystal violet iodine complex is not coming out of the gram-positive cells, and it is easily coming out of the gram-negative bacterial cells. And therefore the gram-positive bacterial cells, they retain the color of the crystal violet, and the gram-negative bacterial cells, they get decolorized, and subsequently they take the color of the secondary stain or counter stain, that is of the basic fuchsin or saprophyrin, and they appear pink in the color. So that is the mechanism of the gram staining. There are certain factors which are affecting the gram staining procedure. Which are those? The first factor which is affecting the gram staining procedure is age of the culture. Age of culture means the culture that you are using for gram staining purpose, it must be 24 hours old, or that is called as the fresh culture. If the culture is old one, then it affects the gram positivity of the organisms. Second factor is excessive heat fixation. If you carry out excessive heat fixation, then it also affects the gram positivity of the organisms. The next factor is thickness of smear. That means if you prepare smear which is very thick, there will be the overcrowding of the cells. Or even if you take the suspension which is thick, then also the overcrowding of the cells will be there in the smear. Due to thick smear, the decolorization may be properly not taking place, and therefore the false result may obtain. The next factor affecting is old staining reagents. The reagents that you are using in the staining procedure, if they are too old, then also the faulty results they may occur. For getting good results, air drying of the smear is very important. And the last factor is decoloration. The proper decoloration of the smear is very important. So these are the factors which are affecting the gram staining procedure. Now you see what are the examples of gram-positive bacteria and gram-negative bacteria. The most common examples of gram-positive bacteria are species of Bacillus, Staphylococci species, Streptococcus species, and Clostridium species. And these are the examples of gram-negative bacteria. E. coli, Salmonella species, Klebsiella species, Proteus species are the most common examples. So I hope that you understood the gram staining technique, and now you will be able to carry out this procedure in the laboratory. Thank you very much.